After England defeated the French at the Battle of Bremule, Normandy was back in King Henry's hands. But 1 year later, his good fortune turned to tragedy. In 1120, his son and heir William Adelin died in a shipwreck. The future of Henry I's kingdom was in jeopardy. Henry desperately needed a new heir. With no legitimate sons left alive, he broke with tradition and chose his daughter, Matilda. Henry forced his barons to swear an oath to accept Matilda as queen. But when the king died, they broke their promise. England would not be ruled by a woman. Matilda's cousin Stephen saw his chance and claimed the throne. The crisis moved to the capital. At Westminster Abbey, Stephen was crowned king, but Matilda wanted what was hers. She was also lining up powerful supporters who would fight Stephen for her right to rule. Their conflict engulfed England in civil war. Fighting raged throughout the land. In 1141, everything focused on one of the kingdom's most strategic cities, Lincoln. Matilda's allies had commandeered the castle. But King Stephen was determined to take it back. He besieged the castle. Stalemate. As dawn broke on February the 2nd, everything was about to change. Matilda's half-brother, Robert of Gloucester, raced to break the siege. As Robert's forces approached Lincoln, Stephen's army turned away from the castle to face them. Robert could win Matilda the crown, but only if his army could win the day. Robert of Gloucester's forces approached Lincoln. Their task, to liberate the castle from King Stephen's siege. While behind Lincoln's walls, troops loyal to Matilda held the castle for the Empress. First, Robert's forces would stage an ambush to prevent enemy reinforcements from joining with King Stephen's army.
Year away for blood, wat beert in hesten? Ich tue es so, du hättest. Het wel
Robert's men concealed themselves in a sheltered grove and lay in wait for the enemy.
What wilt thou? Ich forteth in Hess. Ich obey thine Hess. Sende me to mine workers.
Each sail the boat!
Ich obey thine Hess.
We have a boat near the boat!
Robert defeated the first column of Stephen's reinforcements, but he knew more were on the way.
Yeah, hessa shouldn't be hearing. Hessa shouldn't be hearing. Hessa shouldn't be hearing. What wilt thou? Ich sua hessa aliata. Ich tua sua thuetist. Se ich obey thine hess. Ich tua sua thuetist. Hessa shouldn't be hearing.
Beyond this hour! Avoid it!
With more of Stephen's reinforcements eliminated, Robert was steadily undermining the siege.
Ich sua hessa aliata. Yeah, ich forfethin hess. Hessa shouldn't be hearing.
Not slipping and shank a forth.
What wilt ich sua hessa aliata? Ich tua sua thuetist.
I'll do that.
Send a meta minawek. Ich tua su. Ich forfethin hess. What beathin hestin? Hessa shouldn't be hearing.
Bandit!
He's standing near me!
Each sail the boat!
Sua thuetist.
Hold the hand with us! Jordan, come on! And the Warriors is the fault that he has! Men of arms, Amina! It's doing so at the
Robert's men decimated King Stephen's reinforcements and were poised to break the siege. Continuing the push towards Lincoln, Robert sent in a large company of reinforcements to aid his vanguard. To further weaken the siege, Robert would need to cut off Stephen's supplies. He targeted the nearby market town.
Hestes nu. Jarwe Shatton. Boa is imod. Det kan du. Fräckes haken. Nu Hestes. En ten al Switzer, yes.
Send a meta minawekes. Hessa shouldn't be.
Entender, det kan du.
Gerum ich sua.
Jävla mera bort. Så det heter.
What
Ich forfethin hess.
Wow, observa, voliente Hestes. Heriente Hestes.
Chapathon.
Ich habe found the boat!
Hase!
Der Fiend ist wieder angegriffen! Bandit ist hinter mir weg!
Matilda's cause, a large group of knights arrived at Lincoln to bolster Robert's army. With the market town in ruins, King Stephen's supplies began to dwindle. Robert received word that Welsh troops under Matilda's banner were en route to join forces with him. But King Stephen had the roads to Lincoln heavily guarded, and the route was not without risk, even for the hardy Welshmen.
Get thee ready for Hestus. At me no word. Look at you be thee ready, Freckes. Fortfarande, Freckes. Mitt valde.
Freckes haken, nu Hestus.
Ansläppning. Vi har ett behästes.
Making their way to Lincoln, Matilda's Welsh allies were ambushed by the king's soldiers. Robert's men would need to aid the Welsh if they wanted their help in breaking the siege. Joining forces on the road to Lincoln, Matilda's allied troops made for the castle to lift the siege.
Sabiden. Jesus!
Are du hieren, alles sweet.
Robert's forces spotted a large detachment of Stephen's soldiers guarding the castle gates. If they hoped to liberate Lincoln, they would need to break the blockade and rout the army.
Freckes haken, nu het twin left. Better.
Get thee ready. To serve.
We have it here
Robert's forces scattered the king's army, leaving the gates to the castle unguarded.
Look at you be each live here. Adente to serve.
Robert's men finally united with Lincoln's garrison. They could now use the castle to strengthen their army. To lift the siege, they needed to destroy the enemy camps surrounding the castle.
stay to work. Fresher air and harder swing. Arita, what needed worker? Fender is been leave. Yeah, ready to done some work. Nah, tell thing to do.
Hiereth Hestes.
Attendeth, Tulkes!
Sueth entendeth Freckes. Glidande ne hurte.
Sparrowmen, appointeth sparrows. Letteth be that jou arn Freckes men. Get thee ready for Hestes. And attend!
Jonas, Yare to done.
Arthur Canitus Yar. Surtas! Dimendes
Matilda's forces struck hard, destroying one of King Stephen's siege camps.
Surtas!
Hestes cometh.
Canitus, the other side.
Stay Tulkes.
Arthur Canitus Yar!
King Stephen's army dwindled as Matilda's forces struck down another siege camp.
Men of armies, a credit for each forth in
It is seater for actors. Who to readeth nu, Tulkes?
Jonas travail to dawn, men of armies.
Hestes shall
Canitus, stand for Arneth, Mr. Arthur Canitus.
Hestes cometh, Arwe men.
Each will.
Yarwe, shabe mi bow. Verende. Jeppe mea but. Foliende Hestes.
Wave and Satan!
King Stephen was spotted, shielded by his men. To end the siege, Matilda's forces needed to capture Stephen and rout his army. The king's army was scattered, and those who didn't fall fled.
Grites! Alles Schwitze! Nu! At mina woorden, verder.
What needeth be oss hjart og hestes tutfolk?
Jonas, jag är till men av armes och kräftet för stora. Men av armes.
Hestes and uppnäd better, Ardwaymen. I'll Switzer, yes. Stebbe to hit Ardwaymen! Heliende Hestes! Keep that order, Marcus Bowman! Hestes kommer, Ardwaymen. Heliende Hestes nu!
Matilda's men closed in and finally captured King Stephen.
Heliende Hestes nu!
Matilda's forces had won the battle at Lincoln. But the fight for the crown was not over yet.